Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of War Thunder. Now, today I want to look at a new event that's just been announced. Airfield Assault, arcade battle 6 to 16 players. In order to win in airfield capture mode, the team has to capture the central airfield and then the airfield of the enemy. Basically you've got three airfields, your base here, enemies and a central one. And it works basically the same as normal events, normal domination. You have to capture the enemies. Well, you have to hold the majority of the airfield. So you have to capture the enemy's airfield and the central one. Now, first of all, I should apologise if the sound's a bit weird. I'm using my Turtle Beaches, and basically to control the sound, you have to do it through the laptop. If you try to adjust it through War Thunder, it just doesn't work until you get to, the differences are so minuscule you can't tell until you actually mute it, at which point the sound goes away. But we'll just skip this bit and get straight into the game. So we're in the game. You can see I've actually taken a few reserve tier aircraft just to fill out my loadout or lineup, because basically you can't take bombers or heavy fighters, and I always keep the last few as heavy fighters or bombers so I can be ready to do whatever in any of the games. So I've got a few of them. Oh, apparently the sound's just muted the engine sounds entirely at the moment. I'm just going to pause it 2 seconds. Ah, there you go. Do apologise. It's weird. I did just sort this all out in test flight. It was working perfectly. Must be different for different aircraft, different engine noises. So here's our base, or there's the middle base. I think you have to take the middle base before you can take the enemy's bases. So you can see here our team's already taken Zone A, and now we can take Zone B. Or maybe our base just wasn't showing up because it's not our objective. I think I'm understanding it a bit better now. Right, it's P-51. Right, first kill of the match. Oh no, can we get him? Of course I can. Right. What the bloody... I thought the enemy was dying. I thought they were right in our town for a second there. So right, we need to capture Zone B. There's a lot of enemies down there. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get them. So I think we're probably best at top cover at the moment. This guy seems to be up. He's got the Focke-Wulf 190, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to kill him, but I want to steal his kill. Then again, this guy just started going for the 112, so probably stole his kill a little bit. Well, I got an assist, but... Alright, probably shouldn't be doing this, but... Oh, get a few shots off. Shouldn't have. Damn it. Problem with the Japanese planes is they have very low velocity cannons, so at long ranges they do tend to be rather useless. I mean, I got lucky there. I usually can't get any kills in the Ki-84, let alone 2 or 3. So far we've captured... Oh, the enemy have retaken A. We just need to get to B. Right. And again, the engine sounds quite quiet again. It must be just for different planes that the settings are... I do apologise about the sound. I've been trying to fix it for the last... Well, I say I've been trying to fix it. I haven't really had a chance to fix it properly. It's because, basically I've only got... It's something to do with the HDMI ports, I think. I have to put it through a the USB things that can take, like, multiple USB plugs and to get it working even. Otherwise, if you plug it straight into the laptop, it's just a large buzzing noise, which obviously you don't want. It's right. A6M, we probably should be climbing. This isn't that good a diving aircraft, but it's better than the previous Japanese planes at diving, or previous naval planes. The army planes, the Imperial Japanese Army, are generally very good at diving planes. Oh, Jesus, nearly got him. Right, I'm going to pull off there. We don't need we don't need 2 people after 1 plane. Need to be keeping our eye on A. Oh, he's flying past on fire. And with a wing missing. See if we can get the Typhoon. Now this is how things usually go. Right, pull off before they can get us. Too late. Right, that's our most modern planes gone. Next up is... Oh, take the bombs off. I always use the middle one as a sort of fighter bomber. I usually take a few bombs, just drop them on targets, and then, you know, go to fighting normally. But obviously, no ground attack in this mission. The thing to remember in most airfield domination, just in general, is that there are ground targets, and they can actually cap the airfields and prevent you from capping. I know that should be quite an obvious thing, but you'd be surprised, even at higher tiers, how many people don't realise that and just, you know, start talking in the chat how they can't capture the airfield and it's broken, or, you know, while there's an enemy tank sitting there. So right, we've taken out 4 enemy aircraft at the moment. Oh, we're actually top of the leaderboard. Oh, that's a nice change. Now, perhaps I should have bought some bombs just to drop in the airfield. Oh no, he's crashed. Oh, crisis averted. It's a fine line to tread when doing these missions between capturing the airfield and holding everyone off from, you know, the enemy off from the airfield. I have a tendency to just single-mindedly go after the airfields, and that doesn't really go well. Although if you're in a bomber, there isn't much else you can do, other than just dropping bombs on it periodically to stop the enemy getting it. Right, didn't expect the F-82 to come out of nowhere. Used to have a very bad reputation, that aircraft, and somehow it's, I don't know if they fixed it or something, but it's finally quite a good aircraft. Now, unfortunately, after that match, I lost quite badly. I took the biplanes out and predictably was slaughtered without achieving anything of note. Got good results, something like 32,000 lions, 1,500 RP, which, when you remember I took the biplanes out, which would have, like, halved how much you got, you know, in the overall result. So I'm gonna, oh, wrong button. I'm gonna try it again as the Americans. I keep nearly doing that, keep clicking to battle. I'll do one more battle. We're gonna take the F4U out. As you can see, we've got the monoplanes, the reserve planes, and one half-decent plane. Half-decent for reserve anyway. Near reserve. So we're going to take the F4U out, and apparently it's already started. Oh, great. Right, so just going to gain some height. Up we go. Voila. Right, 1,500 metres. Now, right, we're against F8Fs and Spitfire. Oh, yeah, God. Am I looking at the distance when I got this? So your standard vehicles, Spitfire Mark 5 seed might be a little bit low. It's a 5.3. Mine's, I can't actually check what my F4U is. That's annoying. No, I can't really check there either. Seems a bit pointless to tell me what the other players are, but not what my own one is. Yeah, but overall it seems to be battle rating 5.7 to 5, or 6. Yeah, between 6 and 5 at the moment. Right, I don't want to give up my height advantage too early. Although, oh, we've already got a guy. No, we did have a guy going for B. Could go after this Spitfire, but that 109 seems to have been covered, so gonna dive in. Sorry if the commentary's been a bit not very good. This is the first gameplay video I've done in, God, it must be months. Just haven't had a chance really. Well, I've had time, but not time for like proper commentaries. Plus, I just haven't had any good matches. Right, his wing's crippled, so I'm gonna go for this guy. Who's, you know, I don't get the kill yet, but oh, he's crashed. I'd rather get the assist and make sure the enemy's, and you know, get another enemy than just get a kill and the other enemy gets away free. Usually quite good at dodging, but not today. But our pilot got away. Now, some people do tend to not, you know, they just let the pilot die. Like, they don't bail out, but I always try and get the pilot out, because it does say on the repair includes crew, I think, or something along those lines. So, I don't know if your crew getting out changes things, like repair costs. I have noticed some very wild variations of repair costs. There must be some truth to it, or I don't know. It seems like planes can get killed and still have different amounts of damage. Like, you know, sometimes it will just crash in the ground and you have like 1,000 silver line repair bill if you just scrape the ground, but if you like slam into a mountain it's like 3,000, so there must be crew and the amount of damage you took must factor into it somehow. Right, on missiles. I'm not going to keep the missiles, so I always fire them off anyway, so I might as well fire them off at a somewhat easy target, even if I did miss him. Right, another F-82, but this guy... No, Spitfire's going after him. This Spitfire's going after our Spitfire, so he's our main target. Oh, he's already... Oh, 109. It seems I've not let someone onto my 6. Right, we're not going to get out of this. Right. P-47 next. Hopefully that'll do a bit better. Oh, can we... Yeah, there we go. Oh no, we're still here. Sometimes you can respawn quick enough, or click to respawn, it'll just disappear before crashing. I don't know if that helps either. Not going to take any rockets or bombs, because that will slow us right down, and not something I want at the moment. Now, usually I use the P-47 as a ground attack aircraft. It's only recently I've stopped putting bombs on it, and it's a very nice aircraft. You know, it's very good. I've heard a lot of people saying it's very good. They've got like ridiculous kill-death ratios with this thing. I could never understand why. Like, even after I dropped my bombs and rockets, it would just felt really slow. And oh no, the enemy are going for our base. Right, got to stop them. That's the annoying thing. If they start capturing it and then they're stopped, it will still at least take it off of you rather than, you know, reset. Well, I meant to use this as a boom and zoom, not a turn fighter, but since he was doing a, you know, being a good target. Right, a few shots off and turn dive. Right, combat flaps just to keep us off the ground. Not going to turn fight with him, obviously, because that would be stupid, but I want to get in a position where he's got to, you know, turn around fully. You know, make him think I'm going to turn fight and then fly away at full speed. See if I can't get this guy. Yep, it's long range shooting, but yeah, he's on fire. I'm gonna let him burn out before I get myself drawn into any. And yeah, another assist, but you know, like I said, I'd rather them dead and be alive. You know, I'm not going to chase the enemies down to the edge of the earth and get myself killed in the process with one kill. I'm quite happy taking the assist. Right, so we've protected B. Well, almost. Should I go for A? I mean, obviously I'm going to protect A, or cover A, but I can't... I'm not going to... That's the annoying thing about taking the higher tier aircraft. I never want to risk them in a landing, but obviously, yeah. Somebody's got to land, and may have to be me. Right. Now, I don't keep the landing flaps deployed permanently because that produces quite a lot of lift, but, you know, just for when I'm trying to lose speed. I've got to try and do evasive manoeuvres while being shot at and landing. Oh, yeah. Like I said, there's a reason that's the reason I don't generally try to land with my higher tier aircraft, because it just goes horribly wrong. Oh, I should have stayed in the air and really fought off the enemy, but maybe I can somewhat redeem myself. Again, this one's got... Oh god, it's hard to hit. This is really hard to control. Well, you got these little debris things, and yeah, I'll get a good eye view of the battle. Oh wait, that's B, not A. Oh, it's not as far as I thought. Right, I'm not going to actually go head on with him, but we could get a few bullets into him, maybe start a lucky fire. Well, this thing picks up speed pretty quick. You know, or at least make him think he's under attack. I mean, he knows he's under attack, but, you know, he might rush and do something silly. Oh, God. Didn't see him at all. Feels like they're all... It's weird when that people use stealth ammo. It just looks like they're exploding. Oh, no, 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 that's not good, not good. This gun isn't particularly great, but when the enemy's capping, you fire everything you have in them. The good thing about these lower tier aircraft, they're quite good at turning. which the enemy higher tiers have a lot of trouble dealing with. I suppose that's where the trolling bit comes in, or some people think it's trolling. Oh god, I'm not even aiming properly, am I? Alright, gear down. Yeah, we crashed, but... oh, aircraft destroyed. Hercules, that's good. Beowulf as well. Wow, I've got... it was like 7,000 for the first one, 5,000... 12,000 silver lions for 1 kill. Oh, maybe that's the... oh wait, got bombs. Yeah, maybe that's another reason why it's seen as trolling. We're going to keep the bombs, actually, just for the minute. We only lose 5 miles an hour, and they're only tiny bombs. I'm going to just, you know, drop a few on the airfield, just in case. You know, maybe I'll get there in an enemy's cap-in. I won't be able to take them down with my machine guns, but hopefully I can give them a nasty surprise with the bombs, and be a hell of a laugh at least. Check out the telescope on here. I love how looking for a telescope just eliminates the engine noise. Like, put yourself in some little isolation chamber when you look through there. Right. I don't know if he's landed or not, but... oh, yep, he is. I probably misjudged that completely. Ah, the bombs were just... oh, great. Oh, so it's not like the... I was wondering if it was going to be like the tank one, tank game mode break. It's something similar to this, but as soon as you lose your airfield, the whole game ends. Like, it just, you know, instant loss for the team who lost their base. But it seems this is more like traditional airfield domination. Barely. It's going a lot faster than I expected to, though. Seems to be in between the tank mode and normal airfield domination, because, yeah, it's not an instant loss, but it's not exactly going down very slow. I think we're going to lose this match. Yeah, we've lost most of our team. I'm pretty much... yeah, I'm the only person left. Well, we're going to go down. We're going to go down fighting. Not obviously, I'm not just going to make it easy for them. That'd be stupid. Oh, spoke too soon. Right. See if we can at least... ah, damn it. I suppose at those speeds we were never going to recover that. Might as well just wait for the timer to run out. Oh, we have still got someone left. We'll see how long they last against the entire might of the enemy air force. Apparently not very long. Although, to be fair, I didn't last much longer than the rest of our team. Right, just wait for the timer to go. Whether they got all our planes, I don't know. I think they pretty much did. So we got Hercules, Beowulf. Oh, it was 2,000, not 7,000. So we came out of that with 20,000 silver lions. And as you can see, the inefficient research really hampers things. You know, that was 985, but then 72%, 705. But we got Beowulf and Hercules and Professional 2. So we did quite well. What did we get? Got the engine injection for the F2A, which I've been meaning to do for a long time. Because I've been compensated for it. And all I had to do is fly one battle, but I could never be bothered to take it out. So we're just going to buy that now. But yeah, hopefully that was a good episode. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a bit of a insight into the new game mode. It's not the best episode in the world, but I wanted to do some sort of gameplay commentary. I haven't done one in such a long time, and you know, with this coming out, it seemed like a good enough time as any. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like, subscribe, leave feedback. Could always do with more feedback. And yeah, but once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.